Hey, what's up guys, T-Shover here. How y'all doing tonight? Cool, so yesterday was Shadow's and today is going to be Koa'ki Meiru. I went onto the YCS Philadelphia coverage page that Konami's doing. Hopefully they're keeping up with it. I don't know, I mean, I think the tournament's finished now. But point is that round 3, there was this guy and he was playing Koa'ki Meiru's and he was using the brand new card from Primal Origin, Diamond Core of the Koa'ki Meiru. Although, do correct me in the comments if I'm saying it wrong, because I'm going to be saying Koa'ki Meiru quite a lot. Point is that he went against Madolche in round 3, and he 2-0'd the guy. So I think he went second as well in turn 1. So very, very interesting. After looking through the deck and playing with it a little bit, I made some kind of decentish build. I took a bit of stuff that I read from the feature match, and I kind of implemented it into the deck. But overall, I kind of went with what I thought would be good cards, and overall, there's a lot of room for improvisation. I feel like the deck is incredibly consistent now because I put 2 duality in, but you don't need to. But even if you don't run 2 duality, you can run upstart. But you got the Tenki, you've got 3 diamond cores. You know, you open up multiple diamond core, you instantly get Knight and the Iron Core. This whole deck revolves around resources, basically. You want to get Crusader from your deck using Knight, and if you use Diamond Core, you can use Crusader's effect to destroy something in battle and then put the Diamond Core back into your hand, so then you could activate it again and just get immense pluses. Obviously, you need to reveal a Beast Warrior, but that's why you have stuff like Bear. Bear and Wolfbark is just in there for the extra little engine. You can run Free Bear, but it can be a bit cloggy because Thetcglover made this point, saying how the problem with Card Car Fire when it was about a few months ago when it was the best deck of the format, the problem is that you had Bear in your hand, Card Car D's, Wolfbark, any other normal summons, and the deck, you are theoretically at a disadvantage the more normal summon monsters you have in your hand. Because if you have 3 bears, a gorilla, and a dragon, and a a deep prison in your opening hand, you really are at like a -5 because you have your bear in your hand or -4, and then you have these other normal summons which you can't use. So they're all very dead. So optimizing your deck so that you don't have too many normal summons is very key to making this deck successful. I believe he was playing 3 Mexi, but I only playing 2 because I am playing online, so sometimes you play against decks that don't care about Mexi whatsoever, so I'm running 2 just so that I see it when I want to see it and not see it to the point where I'm going to lose. So yeah, basic deck is super consistent. Soul Charge goes in pretty hard. The deck is pretty interesting. Obviously the deck focuses around spamming rank 4s. So you have stuff like Crazy Box, Ragnar Zero, which goes in so hard. It's so good against Madolche, against Harpies, against the Mirror Match, you know, Fire Fist stuff. Super interesting. It gets rid of Abyss Dweller as well, that's always nice. Kazakh Sushi is really fantastic. You have to run 2 Tiger King. You can run multiple arcs, but one of them is good. You generally have to have an Exciton. Diamond Direwolf, obviously fantastic, because you can pop something like a Koa'ki Meiru that's about to die in the end phase. You can use a Diamond Direwolf to sort of trade off and not lose your Direwolf, so the next turn you can pop and then do some more shenanigans. Daigusto Ambrel, I've only gone into it like once and it won me the game, but you won't go into it too much because you just want to shuffle your Crusaders back into your deck, because if you draw them too fast, then your Knights are dead as well, but they are 2000 beaters, and Tenki makes it a 2100 beater, so that's always nice. And obviously Cowboy, Dweller, and all that good jazz. So, taking this and let's put it into a couple of doors. I got 3 replays to show you guys, so hopefully it kind of lets me talk about the deck while you're watching it. Alright, so we got Koa'ki Meiru versus Evols, Koa'ki Meiru versus 6 Samurai, and Koa'ki Meiru versus Spellbooks. 3, you know, somewhat relevant decks, but not too relevant. Let's take out the Evol one first. What we got set up. So our hand is pretty Fire Fisty based. I don't know, I kind of did okay for this game. It came out okay. I mean, obviously I was playing a grindy deck against a grindy deck, so when a grind game comes along, Fire Fist have the advantage. But I knew that he set his Westlow, so I needed to bait it out basically. So I set some stuff, revealed Wolfbark, I believe. And so he knows he has Wolfbark in hand, so I break free skill and enemy controller, and then he Evo Singularities, which is kind of annoying, makes himself a Solder, and I'm like, oh, take 4-6 in the face, so I'm like, that's great. And then in the end phase, he can't reveal for Knight, so it dies. So I'm like, oh crap, I have to hope that my Deep Prison goes through. I'm surprised he didn't MST it, but he did MST something else instead. So he summons Serato, and at this point I'm like, oh crap, I have no way to deal with it. So I Tensu, summon Bear, and he bottomlesses, and I'm like, So that's annoying. I take some damage. I'm pretty much like, oh crap, I'm really low on life at this point. I set Wolf Bark as my last resort, and I'm like, oh, this is such a bad example of me doing well with the deck. I think this is the one where I lose. I can't remember for the life of me. I think I might come out on top of this. I Soul Charge into Knight, and I use Koa'ki Meiru so it doesn't die in the end phase for that turn. He summons Diplo, Koa'ki, Cowboy, I Black Horn of Heaven, and end phase. Nice. I drew Maxine, I'm like, ah crap, doesn't work out for me. Yeah, so at this point I'm like, oh god, you know, he goes and sets some Jasher. I assumed it was a Westlow, so I was thinking I was so stupid for not doing anything. If I summoned the Knight and attacked, then I probably would have won the game, although he did draw into Singularity, which is pretty dope. So Singularity's into another Soldier? Yep. So Crusader comes along, and this is where I made a huge misplay. I could have made Bear. If I made Bear instead, if I got the Bear instead, I could have popped this because I Breakthrough Skill. I completely forgot I had Breakthrough Skill in my graveyard at the time after I searched because he activated Thetcglover, activated Singularity, and then I realized I had a live Breakthrough Skill. I could have got the Bear and popped something else, and it would have completely changed everything because I would have been able to like Dire Wolf and certain things like that. So I just didn't go well. So I Kazakh Sushi instead because his soldier's negated. Send Frey to the graveyard. At this point I'm like, oh great. So he tops into that Evo Force. I'm like, no! So he Evo Forces, resolves it in the correct way, because if you did it the wrong way around, he wouldn't have been able to resolve his Volcano. So Suatu comes on the field, Ulnar Arc takes my Kazakh Sushi, and he attacks for game. And I promptly scoop. So that was the one where I lost. I believe I won the other two, so let's have a look at those. So this one is against 6 Samurai. Obviously 6 Samurai, as I said before, it is a deck where you literally spam. You vomit first turn, and if you don't have the perfect hand for it, then you lose. So he makes Shien, and he has a whole bunch of back row, which is, you know, great. So he negates the duality, and I'm like, okay, sure. So Mirror Force gets killed. I knew that his back row was nothing, so I Kazakh Sushi'd and pop. I had Soul Charge in my hand, so I knew that using Kazakh Sushi was a good idea. So he gets that double-edged sword technique set and Fiendish Chains, so I attack, and he Fiendish Chains, and I'm like, okay. So I set my Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill, as I said in my Shadow video, is a fantastic card at the moment. Really, really good. I mean, there's just at times where they had like Solder on the field, and I wouldn't have gotten over without it. So yeah, Breakthrough Skill means that he Katasta loses the fight there. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty content with myself because I knew his back row was dead. So Soul Charge comes along, and I summon double Knight with an Iron Core in my hand. I couldn't attack, but that's okay because I can carry on. So Crusader comes on, start making Tiger Kings, start pushing, start going in. So it's sick. I make another Crusader, why not? Just make a Direwolf, pop. So I pop my Kazakh Sushi because it's dead. I hit the Magatama. I knew that I had pretty much complete control of the board by this point. Although he does do some stuff, but obviously because Samurai Shien is at 1, there's not much he can do about that. So he goes and makes Mistworm and bounces some stuff back, but I knew that he didn't have enough resources to game me, so I was pretty content. So Deep Prison went in. So at this point I've got the grind game completely under control. He doesn't Mirror Force, which is surprising. I was like, okay, sure. So Tenki goes and gets me Wolfbuck, so in case this dies, I do have a follow-up. MST hits the Forbidden Lance, and it's like, oh, great, just fantastic. So I attack, and he takes some more damage. Go get a Tensu. And go and set Breakthrough Skill again, so I've got like loads of Breakthrough Skills happening now, which is fantastic. Knight. Freaking Knight is broken, so I attack and he Mirror Forces, and because I activated Diamond Core in the main phase, my Knight doesn't die, so I'm like, that 22, oh, it's so broken. So I feel the Wolfbuck in my hand because it's completely pointless by this point. He goes and gets Koa'ki, sets it. I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine, man, it's fine. So Bear, doesn't matter. I have Tensu set, so in case I wanted to go off again, I could do that. But I didn't want to cause myself to lose. Anyway, he draws into Asceticism and scoops. And the last one is Spellbooks. Now, Spellbooks suck, okay? I'm not gonna lie. Spellbooks is a shit deck. I've been playing it a little bit, playing against it a little bit, and I just realized, like, there's so many ways to beat it, it's not fun anymore. Like, they really have to result to the perfect hand to beat you. I don't even know how the hell they manage the top events, it's ridiculous. whatever. So even a deck like mine, which is completely experimental. But by the way, I didn't draw a 6th card because OCG rulings. So 5-bit spare comes on, and I have my turn. So I've got 1 card in hand, which is obviously a Wolfbuck, which is nice. So he summons Magician. I was thinking, like, how am I going to deal with this? I didn't know what kind of build he was playing, but it's actually a Star Hall build, which is kind of cool, I guess. But a deck like mine can spam Ragnar Zero at the arse, which turns out to be a game-winning card later on. So Spellbook of Power gets himself some stuff, and I was thinking overcommit to the board for me, please, so that I can screw him up with Exit on Night, but I didn't want to lose my Blackcorn and Warning, so I thought just playing the grind game for now would be more advantageous. Right, so I've got the Wolfbark, I've got the Bear, I'm good. You know, he flips and stuff, do some more searchy stuff. I don't know why he plays Geomancer with the Ice Barrier, but whatever. If you want to play that stuff, and all the other stuff he's got in his hand is pretty legit, so I still count it as a decent match. Spellbook of Power gets some more stuff. I wanted to have the Bear in the graveyard, so at this point I'm like, yes, fine man, it's fine. So Tenki goes and gets me Urnite, and Urnite goes and gets me Crusader, and I go and make Tiger King. The reason why I did this is because I knew he had Fate set. I had a feeling that, you know, if you're going to set 2 back row in Spellbooks, you're going to have a Fate set. I mean, don't be stupid. Tiger King was mainly so that I can get the Tensu, so that I could summon Wolfbark and get Ragnar Zero, and that's exactly what happened. So he banishes the Tiger King, and I go and get myself a Tensu. Tensu's effect goes off, I get Wolfbark. Just baiting out the back row, because I knew his other one was probably dead, because Spellbooks have like 2 decent back row and that's it. So Ragnar Zero gets me a free card, and I basically have like complete control of the board by this point. He goes and gets some more draw power. Yep, so he goes and secrets into Spell Magician of Prophecy, and I have Ragnar Zero and pop. And he Spellbooks of Life and targets, and I Solemn Warning. And at this point, I think he promptly scoops. I can't remember. Yep, no, I think that's it. No, I Diamond Core, summon, get a Knight, summon it, then he scoops. Brilliant. So that's it. Like, the deck is so good at grinding. Ragnar Zero allows you to grind through a lot of very annoying decks at the moment. Surprisingly, like, if you just have it in your extra deck, you can just summon it, destroy, draw. You know, you never lose advantage. So having stuff like Breakthrough Skill combined with Deep Prison allows you to get through a lot of really ugly boards. Overall, I think this deck is really good. Like, I was enjoying Shadows, but in terms of a deck that can like have a decent matchup against across the board, regardless of what deck you're playing, this kind of deck is really good for like consistency tournaments and stuff like that. Obviously, Iron Core is inherently inconsistent, but Iron Knight is a fantastic power card. You know, like with Tenki on the board, you do end up having like tons of damage thrown in at one turn. You can win the game in 2 turns. Diamond Core is fantastic for when you don't have an optimal hand, so that you can Diamond Core and then your stuff doesn't die, so that next turn you can just keep doing like setting up. Tiger King is fantastic for consistency. It's just as consistent as like using Tenki. It's all just a big cycle. Ragnar Zero is just fantastic. It's just, I just love the whole deck, and I probably end up making this deck in real life because I feel like a lot of the decks I play are really inconsistent. When I was playing Mermails, I kept drawing terrible hands. Whole bunch of other stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and maybe I will collect this deck for real. I have 1 Knight and 1 Crusader, and I have an Iron Core as well, so I might just collect the other like play sets of the other things so I can play the deck, because I pretty much have everything else I need. So I will let you know if I do this. So hope you guys enjoyed watching, and comment down below your thoughts on Koa'ki, Meiru, Firefist, deck, and all that stuff. So thanks for watching guys, and until next time, the Thetcglover is out.